Hi, welcome to our first video for Level 2 Coordinate Geometry. In this video, we're going to focus on finding the midpoint between 2 points. Alright, so here are 2 points on the Cartesian plane, point A and point B. Our job is to find out where is the point that is halfway between A and B, the midpoint. Alright, to calculate the coordinate of the midpoint between 2 points on the Cartesian plane, we are going to use the following formula. The midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 all divided by 2. That gives us the x coordinate, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. That gives us the y coordinate. So if we take a look at this example again, point A has moved across in the x direction and moved in the y direction, which we're going to call x1 and y1. Point B is moved across in the x direction and moved in the y direction, and we're going to have this coordinate written as x2, y2. So when we go and use the formula, you can see that point 1 has got x1, y1, point 2 has got x2, y2, and we're going to take the two x values and add them up and divide it by 2, and we're going to take the two y values and add them up and divide by 2. Right, let's get into example 1. Find the midpoint between A and B. Well, point A is moved across 2 and up 2, so we're going to write this coordinate as 2, 2. Point B is moved across 10 and up 6, so we're going to write this as the coordinate 10, 6. Right, well here's our midpoint formula, and we'll just copy it over here, we'll colour it in and coordinate it, and we'll go back to points A and B, and we'll work out which is x and which is y. X comes first and y comes second. So now we're ready to substitute. So we're going to take the two x values, 2 plus 10, and divide that by 2, and the two y values, 2 plus 6, and divide that by 2. So working out 2 plus 10 divide 2 makes 6, and 2 plus 6 divide 2 makes 4. So we have a coordinate for the midpoint, which is 6, 4. And if we go back to the diagram and add that onto the diagram, we can see 6, 4 is exactly halfway between A and B, the midpoint. Alright, example 2. Let's do it all over again. Find the midpoint between D and E. So D has moved to the left 4 and down 2, so we write this as the coordinate -4, -2. And E has moved to the right 7 and up 2, so we write this as the coordinate 7, 2. Right, here's our midpoint formula. Let's copy it over here, and let's work out which is our x's and which is our y's. X comes first, y comes second. So now let's substitute. The midpoint is equal to the two x values added together, so -4 plus 7 divided by 2, and our two y values added together divided by 2, -2 plus 2 divided by 2. And let's work out what each of these are. -4 plus 7 makes 3, and 3 divided 2 makes 1.5. And -2 plus 2 makes 0, 0 divided by 2 makes 0. So we have our coordinate of 1.5, 0, which once again, if we plot that on the Cartesian plane, it's 1.5 squares across and no squares in the y direction, which is our midpoint. It's halfway between D and E. Great, thanks for watching.